It's Chi again, back to share more healing messages from my heart to yours. Okay, so let's right off the bat tune in and do our deep breathing, because it's really important to tune in and open up the heart, get clarity, and get the most healing energy out there. That's our intention, right? Set the intention for clarity and those healing messages to come forth. Deep belly breaths, tuning into the heart, full of love and light and gratitude. Gratitude for this very moment. Being able to share the light. And as I share the light from the heart, it gets bounced right back at me. And I feel it, man. I feel it so deep in my heart. As I share the love with you, my heart to yours. Really beautiful day. And I was able to touch base with a good friend of mine who I haven't seen in a while, since we're all on our healing journeys, and my journey has been very, very much an inner journey these past few months, and I've been very focused on my inner work and my meditations and my very, very intense physical health protocols that I'm doing to heal the body. So I haven't had a lot of time to get out there to talk to people I used to talk to. And of course I've been very discerning about places I go and who I talk to, just because we need to keep our vibration very, very high without coming from a place of lack, right? So it's about discerning, right? So you have choice, you always have choice, and if I have a choice, I choose to be with me in my beautiful home, or talking to you, and taking care of my body, and just being with my immediate family and spending quality time with them and my pets, and taking care of my home. So I don't do a lot of venturing out these days because of the healing journey, but I am looking forward to doing more of it in a discerning way, in a heartfelt way. As I learn to open up my own heart and heal my heart, I become more open to the entire world around me. Yes, and still be in my discernment, right? You know, I don't want to be the old Chi and save the world, right? And put the weight of the world back on my shoulder, right? Which is part of what's causing my illness, is taking on too much responsibility. And I just need to let go of my judgment of the world out there, and having, you know, that empathic part of me wanting to go out there and help and fix, pulling it all back in, right? Using my own creative energies to heal my own body and stop judging the external world out there. Because honestly, from a consciousness perspective, and we are all consciousness, having a 3D holographic dream of duality and separation, but we really are spiritual beings, you know. We are this consciousness, this formless presence that is creating this whole experience. Yes, and what is creating this experience within consciousness? Consciousness uses a couple tools. One of them is the ego mind, and the other one is the subconscious mind, right? And you can kind of see it as, within your physical body, two sides of your brain, left and the right, right? And it's about harmonizing, coming into balance with both sides of the brain, right? And getting them to communicate, the conscious mind, which is your ego mind, and your subconscious mind, which is technically everything else that you're not conscious of. Your conscious mind is running in the background as the operating system that's creating your body and the entire world that your body is interacting with, right? So as I tune in to my subconscious mind, which is now more open to me because I can tune into the heart, and the heart is regulating what's going on subconsciously, right? So as I tune in and receive more guidance about my next step and what I need to do to be more in harmony with my body, I'm learning more and more that the healing process is really about that self-discovery, you know, just tuning in and really, really refining what it is that you are, right? We're just becoming more conscious creators, right? So we start out pretty much unconscious, not being fully aware of our creations, right? We don't know why we have cancer. We don't know why certain negative patterns keep appearing in our lives. We don't know why we haven't met, you know, our ideal soulmate. We don't know why we're struggling with finances. You know, we don't know why we have these problems in our lives, right? You know, and speaking from personal experience, you know, I've been through all these problems and I've resolved them as they are brought up to my attention, right? I've resolved relationship issues and I've resolved my money issues, you know. So now I'm resolving my health issues, right? I think that's the three leg, right? Money, relationship, and health. Okay, if you can get the three legs down, then you've pretty much learned what you need to learn in this 3D physical environment, and you're ready to level up and move into a more pure state of being where you're just flowing and co-creating with the universe. And life is really not about having the ideal situation all the time regarding finances, money, you know, relationships and health, right? It's really about being in a state of balance, being in a state of completion, right? What does completion mean except that you're just happy and joyful just to be who you really are right here, right now? That's completion. If you can get in that place of completion, and you can, because it's a choice, you can do it right here by tuning into heart, just embracing yourself and your innocence within. Deep breaths, tuning into the heart. That's the inner transformation. That's the key. That's the key to unlocking within you everything you need, everything, to resolve all of your issues. Money, relationship, health, it's all within you. And as you tune within, then you start getting the guidance from the subconscious mind, because it's listening, it's there to serve you. It's just that you've never been aware that you can communicate with it. Right? You were never told that that was the point to life. You were told that life was about getting a job and surviving and buying insurance and paying the mortgage, death and taxes, right? You were not told the truth of who you are. You were not told that the first thing you got to do when you get out of that womb and learn the ropes of how to operate this human body is you got to tune in to the higher self. You got to make that connection to soul and bring in that soul energy, right? Most people walking around the earth, you know, they don't have a lot of soul energy in them, right? They're just operating, probably using a small portion of their left brain, totally asleep in the matrix, reacting running subconscious programs they have no idea are even there, right? These subconscious programs create a lot of our issues, right? And they're there because we've been programmed to behave and think a certain way. It's not your fault, right? It's just society will program you. It's just a mere fact that you exist as a 3D Earth human. You've been programmed, right? So these base level programs, and I've discovered a lot of them, right? The self-hate program, self-sabotage, the self-destruct programs, the programs of lack and fear. It's all in there, right? And it's manifest in different ways with different people, but these programs are pretty much in all of us, right? And in me, it was a lot of body issues, like, you know, growing up, being so uncomfortable being me, being in my skin, and being different than everyone else, and not liking my body, not liking, like I said, I didn't even like my breasts, you know. I thought they were, you know, too uneven, too big, whatever, and I would try to hide them and tape them down, and just wish that I didn't even have them, right? I mean, I was that disinterested in being in the body. So I'm pretty much owning up to a lot of my darkness. I've let out so much of it, and I had a really dark childhood, and it's basically coming to roost within the body, and all has to come out for recognition and to be released back into light. It's no one's fault. I've forgiven my mother, I've forgiven my siblings, I've forgiven the entire world, and I am now ready to forgive the last person that I need to forgive, which is me. I need to forgive myself for creating disease in my body, because I just didn't know. I didn't know that all the torment and all the body image issues and all the times I spent trying to make my body conform to standards that were just unreasonable, right? And trying to be something other than myself. And now I can learn to accept myself. Last night I had another kind of breakthrough with my meditation, with my arm, because you know, I don't sleep soundly, so I tend to have meditations at night, and it was very clear that my subconscious mind was just letting me know that it's listening, and that it heard me when I asked it to disclose to me what it is I needed to clear and what it is I needed to do to get my body back in shape, right? To stop hurting my body. And it showed me in very clear terms, right, that this arm is not going to get better until I learn to accept myself just the way I am, with the arm, with the funny cricket breasts, you know, with any sort of imperfections in my body. I have to accept what is. Otherwise, I'm constantly judging with my mind that my body is not good enough, okay? Something has to change within it for it to measure up to my ego's expectation, okay? That's just not how we heal, folks, right? We got it all upside down. 3D world has us totally programmed the wrong way out, right? Yeah, it's got us thinking, first we got to prove it to ourselves that we're physically perfect before we can be okay and feel whole and complete and healed and love ourselves. See, that's a catch-22, isn't it? You're going to be stuck chasing your tail, swimming in that little fishbowl for a very, very long time, okay? And if you got cancer, it's probably not going to work out for you. You know, if you're swimming in your fishbowl, expecting the external world to validate your inner world. The complete opposite, right? You've got to go inside, clean out your inner world, okay, from all levels, okay, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. Change it all from within, so that you can push out a reality that is supporting a different picture of the reality that you've been creating based on the past. Okay, a reality of pain and suffering and death. We don't want that reality, okay? Because that reality, that's no fun, okay? Even if we're in a hologram and we're eternal spiritual beings, we want to create fun. We want to create a good dream, right? We don't want to create a nightmare anymore. And that's what we're here to do. Create the dream that we want. Using alignment with the head and the heart. Breathing in the creative energies. Allowing these energies to work with us, through us, as us. Because we are all divine. We're all part of the one infinite creator. Nothing is separate from another. Drop the judgment. Drop the need to compare. Drop the need to be or do anything other than be right here, right now, with yourself as you are. Okay? Yes. So this is the process of healing, going from within first. Okay? The physical manifestation is going to resolve itself over time as you do the inner processes, right? Depending on what your issues are and how deep those negative belief structures are embedded within your body, within your psyche, right? Depending on how deep they are, you know, you have to go in there, right, and root it all out, right, in a very loving, compassionate way. Not in a, you know, hey, negative, filthy thoughts, get the hell out of there so I can heal already. No, because that's ego's attitude, and that's what got us in this difficult situation to begin with, right? Is the pushy, bullying, self-denying ego that wants everything to be restored back to the fishbowl normalcy, right? No, that's not going to happen. Ego knows it, right? Yes, when the cancer diagnosis comes down, ego knows. Ego is busted, right? Ego's been caught asleep at the wheel, right? Ego doesn't have a clue. It's created, it's just taken negative programming from society and has internalized it and created all these programs within it to cope and to rationalize and justify all these horrible discordant energies that we're exposed to, right? We're just trying to make sense of it and trying to internalize it, when really what we should be doing is saying, no thanks, no thanks, no more negative programming for this ego. I've had enough. It's time for me to love myself. Time for me to allow my soul to embody and allow the ego to calm down, move aside, and let the soul embody. The soul is the real you. The soul is the heart of you. It's the all of you. And it just wants to express through you, as you, so you can reset and come back into a place of wholeness, a place of completion, and allow the body a break, right, from all the bombardment, you know, of the negativity. Yeah, and this new way of being will recode your DNA. It's a real physiological change that's happening within the brain, within the heart center, and within the entire nervous system and all the other subsystems that are affected, right? Yeah, and your body will slowly let go of the dis-ease, right? And create opportunities for healing, right? Just like my body, you know, created an opportunity for me to receive a message from a very high vibrational, you know, massage therapist named Rochelle that, you know, suggested I go to Tijuana, to biomedical, which led me to do more research and connect to Lance, who transports patients, and then led me to all these wonderful, beautiful testimonials. and it just gave me so much more trust and confidence in the universe, because the universe is unfolding in very beautiful ways for me, right? Because I'm choosing love, right? It's like I could have chosen a normal massage drainage therapist that focuses more on quote unquote illness and cancer, because they're available. It's just that after I talked to some of them, they were a little bit kind of not supportive of my choices, and I sensed their energy, and I chose to hold my ground in a very loving way, which caused one of the therapists I talked to refer me to Rochelle, because she said, "Oh, you're so out there, like Rochelle, who is also one of our therapists. I think you two would be a good fit, you know." And I was like thinking, wow, I called this other therapist because she's like so well known, right, and had all these credentials. But really, because I stood my ground and just shared from the heart, like, this is how I heal, bless you on what you think, but this is how I feel. Because I shared it in a positive way, she steered me towards a different therapist that she felt was, from her perspective, a better fit, and she was absolutely right. So open-hearted. So the universe works through everyone, right? So we don't need to be judging anyone, right? Just take that first step forward, and just stay in your center, stay in your truth, right? And the universe will match you with the people, right, and the healing opportunities that are in resonance with you, okay? That's why nobody should copy anyone regarding healing protocols. I always encourage people to go within, tune in within to your soul, because the soul is omniscient. The soul is you, right? Is the God aspect within you that wrote this whole story even before you were born, right? Everything is still free will. You're still able to choose love or fear, but your whole storyline, okay, was kind of decided where you were born, your kind of personality makeup, your genetics, all decided for you by the greater you, the soul you. Okay, so you can undertake this beautiful healing journey and transform into a soul, okay, into a human embodied by a soul, okay, a divine human being that we are, yeah, that we came here to be, yes. So again, it's not about death and taxes, folks. Okay, connecting to your soul, grab that power. It's an evolutionary human destiny. Okay, it's our destiny to embrace our power. It's our destiny to move past this difficult stage of our evolution where we're so stuck in the dis-ease, the wars and the atrocities of the 3D world. Okay. Right? You've got to break free from it, move from the heart into a better way of being, a new way of being. Okay? Right. And make choices from the heart. And forgive the past. Forgive our past choices. Forgive all that nasty negative programming that's within us. Okay? And we release. And there's a whole process to it. There are YouTube channels exploding everywhere, books exploding everywhere, workshops everywhere. I'm going to link some more videos. Today, there was a really good one I saw with Gregg Bradon and Lulu Mace. She's interviewing him. Gregg Bradon is awesome, coming from more of a scientific engineering background, but having his own awakening and discovering the spiritual side of it and integrating the two. And writing a ton of great books and doing all sorts of lectures and talks. So I'm going to link a Gregg Bradon video on aligning the heart and the head and the science behind it, and why it is that when you do that, miracles happen. Things in your physical reality start changing, okay? So he explains it from a scientific perspective really well. And then I'm also going to link another interview with Dr. Joe Despenza, another really awesome starseed. And he also had a major spiritual awakening, but he's a neuroscientist. So he understands how the brain works and how the heart and the brain can work together to create a wholly, complete, divine human being. Okay? And the scientific approach, understanding of all of this, because we're moving away from the old 3D world where science and religion and spirituality were all three different things. We're moving into the 5D state of being where truth is just truth and the rest is just labels, and we go into the truth, which is always holistic, always integrated, always really, really big picture, right? And not limited by the ego linear mind. Okay. Beautiful information, great news for humanity, great news for you and me as we go on our healing journeys together, right? As we lighten up, we move into joy and peace, right? And we become less attached to our physical bodies, right? But we become more in tune with our physical bodies, right? Yes. And that's how we bring heaven on earth. One heart at a time, connecting the light within to all that is. All right, that's my message for today. And I'm going to Tijuana in less than a week, so I'm so excited. And again, as that unfolds, I will share that with you. And again, this is not about, curing cancer from a physical protocol perspective. It's about following your intuition and seeing where it leads. And if you're taking action that's inspired, then you're going to get excited, right? Because I'm starting to get excited, not because I want my cancer cured, because I already know, head, heart, I'm whole and healed, right? I already know that. For me, it's just moment to moment choice. Am I going to be expanding and connecting to the heart and feeling love and bliss and therefore healed body? Or am I going to be contracting and do more harm to the body? That's it, moment to moment. Are you expanding or are you contracting? Are you breathing deeply? Or are you breathing shallow? Okay? I know the ego mind wants to do, and I love Chris' work, and he does a great job with chrisbeatcancer.com, right? But that's just not me, right? I'm not that do. And I think his service is wonderful. Getting people to detox their physical body is wonderful. We all have a role to play, and he's playing his role in an excellent way. Okay, but my role is more like, okay, let's keep in mind the big picture, right? And stay in the heart, so we can go through this with grace and ease, right? And not focus on do too much, right? And so for me, it's kind of like a balance. Use your discernment, how do you want your journey to go? Are you going to emphasize do and make it more of a physical thing? Or are you going to be more holistic and come at it from a big picture perspective, looking down at your ego and allowing ego to relax? Your ego is not going to be able to relax if you're being bombarded with 10 different protocols, right? And initially I was taking way too many supplements and just juicing and constantly just making it about the diet, right? And this is the do part. And now I've kind of scaled that back and allowing the universe to support me